Tickets and tours to the Vatican Museums are in high demand, and I would hate for you to waste your valuable vacation time being stuck in a line like this. Remember, there are two sorts of travelers, those who stand in line and those who don't. Over 6 million people visit the Vatican every single year, and that number is only going to grow year after year. And several changes have started in 2025. New entrances, new security procedures. So the internet has spoken, and the solution really is to take a tour. But you're probably wondering which tours not only help you skip the line, but come home with stories to tell. I'm Angel Castellanos with the Tour Guy, and today we're covering all the best tours that you can possibly take right here at the Vatican.
In this episode, we'll cover how to visit the Vatican Museums, the Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's Basilica, and how you can see all three of them. We'll review some of the different procedures and changes that have started for visitors in 2025. We'll break down the best tours for each traveler, some insider stories, and how you can avoid some first-timer mistakes. And stay until the very end because there is one tour where you can be in the Sistine Chapel and the museums after they close, and it's not as expensive as you may think. So let's start with the most obvious question. Where is the Vatican? The Vatican is located in Rome's Prati neighborhood on the other side of the Tiber River from the historic ancient center. From the Pantheon to St. Peter's Basilica, it's a 20 to 25 minute walk or a 10 to 15 minute drive. To the Vatican Museums, it's a 25 to 30 minute walk or a 15 to 20 minute drive. From the Colosseum to St. Peter's Basilica, it's really too far to walk, especially in the Roman heat, so we definitely recommend taking a taxi, which should take you about 20 to 25 minutes. To the Vatican Museum, it's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes. If you want to use public transportation, you can easily use the metro and connect line B to line A and get off at the Ottaviano stop. That should take you 25 to 30 minutes. From Piazza Navona to St. Peter's Basilica, it is a short 15 to 20 minute walk or a 10 to 15 minute ride away. To the Vatican Museums from Piazza Navona, it's a 20 to 25 minute walk or a 15 minute drive away. If you're across town at the Spanish Steps and you want to get to St. Peter's Basilica, it'll take you 25 to 30 minutes to walk there, or it's a 15 to 20 minute drive away. To the Vatican Museums, it's a 30 to 35 minute walk or a 15 to 20 minute drive. If you're in Trastevere, which is on the same side of the river as the Vatican but just due south, it is a 25 to 30 minute walk to St. Peter's Basilica or a 10 to 15 minute drive. If you're headed to the Vatican Museums, it's a bit further with a 40 minute walk or a 10 to 15 minute drive away. Now, you can take public transportation to get to the Vatican, but we definitely recommend taking a taxi instead. It's the easiest and most direct way to get there. That being said, you have to be precise with which entrance you tell your taxi driver in order to be dropped off in the correct location.
If you're on any tour of the Vatican Museums or going to go see the Sistine Chapel, this is where you need to be because this is the official entrance. This is on Viale Vaticano. And the beauty of being on a tour is that tour groups have their own special entrance. So your licensed guide will escort you inside. You'll go through a small little airport-style security check, and then you have the treasures of the Vatican right before you.
The Vatican isn't a single monument. It's two major sites, each with its own entrances. The Vatican Museums, which is home to the Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's Basilica, the largest church in the world. If you're visiting the Vatican Museums first, tell your taxi driver Musei Vaticani or Vatican Museums entrance, which is located on Viale Vaticano. So if you just say Vatican to your taxi driver, there's a good chance you're going to end up at St. Peter's Square, which is the wrong place. It's great if you want to see the Basilica, but not helpful if you have a time ticket for the museums. The pro move is to remove some stress by giving yourself extra time before arriving. Due to the increased size of crowds and new traffic patterns, it could take longer than expected to arrive. The new entry procedures for visitors recommend that travelers arrive 15 minutes before their timed entry ticket. Backpacks, umbrellas, and large bags must be checked, and since security lines are longer, the Sistine Chapel is a one-way timed flow, which means no lingering. There is so much to see at the Vatican, it can get overwhelming. If you've landed on this video, chances are that you're seriously considering taking a tour, or you should be. Before you book anything, let me break down the best options, starting with our all-access experience that'll make your friends who skipped out seriously regret it. This is your all-access pass to the Vatican, without the chaos. Meet your guide at Cafe Vaticano and stroll right past the snaking line of tourists waiting in the heat. With privileged entry, you're through a quick airport-style security check and deep into the Vatican Museums before most visitors even cross the street. Now once inside, you'll enjoy a maze of marble gods, glittering maps, and papal power on display. The gallery of maps stretches ahead like a royal runway. Each wall an oversized snapshot of forgotten battles and boundary lines. In the Raphael rooms, the walls don't speak, they shout. Every surface was designed to impress kings and intimidate enemies. And at the center of it all is the Sistine Chapel. Now there's no photos or talking, just necks craned to see how a single man's brushstroke changed Western civilization forever. Remember, and listen up first-timers, it's important to know that there are no photos or videos allowed inside of the Sistine Chapel, so don't ruin your trip by getting kicked out for a sneaky selfie. And if that wasn't enough, the tour also includes access to the Scala Regia, the dramatic theatrical staircase designed by the Baroque master himself, Gian Lorenzo Bernini. Once reserved for popes and ambassadors, this grand passage connects the Apostolic Palace, where Pope Leo XIV resides, to St. Peter's Basilica. You can't get in without a guide, so if you're thinking of sneaking into it as a DIY itinerary, good luck. Guards will quickly turn you around. You'll have time, real time, to soak it in. If you're still unsure of what to see at the Vatican, check out our guidebook. It breaks down the top sites and key details to help you decide. Click the link below to check it out. If you're looking at St. Peter's Basilica, you'll no doubt notice that one of the greatest architectural features is the dome designed by Michelangelo. And your curiosity is correct. It offers the best view of Rome you could possibly have. And yes, you can climb up to the top, and here's how. We recommend making this climb first thing in the morning, that way you beat the heat and to get these beautiful morning light pictures of Rome. So before things get crazy in St. Peter's Square, you'll meet your guide, pass through security, skipping the line at the dome, and then making your ascent to the top of the dome. And if you haven't had coffee, don't worry, we got you. There's a secret coffee shop up on top of the dome. After a few stairs, 551 to be exact, you'll find yourself at the top. It's just you, the breeze, and a view reserved for those who actually planned. Why would you deprive yourself of this? Unless you're afraid of heights, but come on, travel is about special moments like this and the stories you'll come home to tell. Once you've taken in all the views and posted them on Instagram, you'll make your way down into St. Peter's Basilica, the largest church in Christendom, before entering the Vatican Museums for a full itinerary. Before you know it, you'll feel like an art historian, telling all your friends about Michelangelo's Pietà and Bernini's Baldacchino in the Basilica and the ancient Laocoon statue and Raphael rooms in the museums, all before getting to your Sistine Chapel story. If you're looking for a tour that combines something unique, has breathtaking views, is active, plus gives you bragging rights, this is it. If heights or a bird's eye view isn't your thing, we get it. Or if you're in a time crunch because you have a food tour later, or maybe tours aren't your thing in general, the St. Peter's Basilica Express Tour is the perfect fit for you. Just like our other tours, you're not going to be stuck waiting in line like the travelers who didn't bother watching this episode. The Express Tour hits all the major points without holding you back from whatever else you're doing that day. You'll start by meeting your guide and then gliding past the crowd and walking straight into the most iconic church on earth. No waiting, no guesswork. Inside, it's a crash course in power and beauty. And then, a quiet descent into the papal crypts, the final resting place of saints, popes, and centuries of secrets. This tour is fast, efficient, and breathtaking. So if you're short on time but big on curiosity, this is the smartest way to see St. Peter's, without losing half your day to a line that never ends. If you're on this tour, after the Vatican Museums closes to the public, you get to stay behind as part of a tiny elite group that has been granted special access. Before getting to the Sistine Chapel, you and your group will pass through the Vatican Museums and see incredible masterpieces like the Gallery of the Candelabra. You'll admire the woven beauty in the Gallery of the Tapestries and be blown away by the size of the works in the Gallery of Maps, and then travel back to the Renaissance in the Raphael rooms, all before entering the star of the show, the Sistine Chapel. Once inside, the halls go quiet. The crowds just disappear. And then you'll stand under that ceiling, 12,000 square feet of painted theology. Without chaos, no phones, no noise, just the sound of your jaw hitting the floor. This tour is perfectly paced, so you'll never feel like you're lost or separated from the group, and you'll have direct access to an expert guide who'll be able to give you the insights, anecdotes, and stories that you'll be telling for the rest of your life. The evening start time makes it easy to pair with a daytime tour, but nothing else comes close to ending your day like this. As you can imagine, access like this is tough to come by, and this tour does sell out fast. There's only a small number of dates throughout the year where this tour is offered, so planning ahead is crucial.
Well, thanks for taking a deep dive with us into the best tours of one of the greatest sites in all of Europe. Remember, this can be a truly meaningful experience, and the tours are here to help you do it the right way. I'm Angel Castellanos for the Tour Guide. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and smash that bell so you can find our next video. Happy travels.